My friends, let me speak to you about a force that is more powerful than talent, stronger than money, and greater than connections. That force is called vision. Vision is not just about seeing with your eyes, it is about perceiving with your heart. It is a mental picture of a future that is better, clearer, and more purposeful than your present. Vision is what gives direction to your potential, meaning to your effort, and endurance to your struggle. You are not defined by your current situation. You are empowered by the clarity of where you are headed. Vision is the ability to see beyond the limitations around you. It is the inner image of your destiny that you carry like a seed. When you possess vision, you live beyond the restrictions of the moment. You rise above excuses. You overcome distractions. You are no longer waiting for perfect conditions because you realize that vision creates its own momentum. When people are guided by vision, they are not controlled by fear, scarcity, or public opinion. They live from the inside out, not the outside in. And that is the first key to understanding the power of vision. You must cultivate an internal image of the life you are meant to live, regardless of what surrounds you now. Most people are stuck because they lack clarity. They wake up and go through the motions. They pursue activities but not purpose. They chase results but not reasons. They're reacting to life instead of creating it. Vision is what turns a wandering life into a focused mission. It is the blueprint of your future. Without it, you drift. With it, you drive. You must understand that vision is not a luxury. It is a necessity. It determines what you value, how you spend your time, and what you're willing to sacrifice. Vision gives pain a purpose. When you have a vision, suffering becomes part of the process, not the end. Challenges become necessary steps, not final obstacles. You endure setbacks differently when you know where you're going. When you're driven by vision, you no longer interpret temporary failures as permanent defeat. You interpret them as feedback, information that helps refine your direction. This is why some of the most visionary people in the world are also the most resilient. They are not superhuman. They are just anchored by something greater than the moment. They see something beyond what most people notice. Their imagination becomes their reality long before others can accept it. So ask yourself, what do I see when I look into my future? What do I imagine when everything else is silent? What kind of life do I believe is possible for me? These are not motivational questions. They are essential to your growth. Vision is not about hype. It is about clarity. You must define it in concrete terms. It is not enough to say you want success. You must describe what that success looks like, feels like, sounds like. You must immerse yourself in the details of your vision until it becomes more real to you than your current environment. You are born with gifts, with talents, with a unique combination of strengths and passions that were not meant to be wasted on trivial pursuits. Vision aligns all of that energy. It gives your talent direction. It gives your passion structure. It makes your life cohesive. Without vision, even gifted people can waste their lives. They move in circles, trying a little of this and a little of that, but never producing fruit that lasts. Vision is the organizing principle of your potential. Now here's another truth about vision. It is not determined by your past. Your past may have shaped you, but it does not define your destination. Many people disqualify themselves from dreaming because of past failures, past pain, or past disappointments. They think their mistakes are too big or their background is too small. But vision is forward-looking. It invites you to imagine not who you were, but who you could become. It invites you to rewrite the script of your life by focusing on what is possible instead of what was. Vision gives you the courage to begin again. It helps you reclaim your power. It reminds you that what lies ahead is far greater than anything you've left behind. When you embrace vision, you no longer let the past hold your future hostage. You begin to move differently. You walk with intention. You speak with conviction. You invest your energy into what matters. and you stop giving time to things that drain your potential. One of the most critical aspects of vision is that it requires solitude. You must take time to step away from the noise. You cannot discover vision in the chaos of comparison or the crowd of opinions. Vision comes in quiet moments. It comes when you pause, reflect, and dare to dream again. You must listen to your own inner voice, not the voices that say you can't, not the distractions that blur your focus. You must rediscover the dream that was buried under doubt and disappointment. That's where your vision lives, not outside of you, but within. The people who achieve great things are not necessarily more talented. They are just more focused. They are guided by a vision so strong that they refuse to settle. They refuse to lower their expectations to match their circumstances. Instead, they raise their actions to meet their intentions. Vision gives you the power to elevate yourself above mediocrity. And here's something else I want you to understand. Vision is specific. It is not vague. It is not generic. A vision that is too general will never inspire you. A vision that is too unclear will never drive you. The more detailed your vision, the more powerful it becomes. Write it down. Describe it, design it, give it form. The clearer your vision, the easier it becomes to make decisions. Every yes or no becomes guided by whether or not it aligns with your vision. And that, my friend, is freedom. Because clarity liberates you from distraction. You must also understand that vision takes time. It doesn't unfold overnight. It matures, it grows, and sometimes it requires seasons of silence. It may look like nothing is happening, but deep roots are being formed. You must learn to trust the process. You must protect your vision in its infancy. Not everyone will understand it. Not everyone will support it. That's okay. It wasn't given to them. It was given to you. Your job is to believe in it, nurture it, and work toward it every single day. Vision is not a destination. It is a direction. It pulls you forward even when the road is unclear. And it provides the emotional fuel to endure pressure, setbacks, loneliness, and delay. When you truly carry vision, you begin to live with a sense of urgency, not anxiety. You understand that each moment is meaningful, and each decision either brings you closer to or further from what you see in your heart. Your life begins to reflect intention, not impulse. What makes vision powerful is not just that it shows you what to aim for, it gives you the will to change. Vision awakens a hunger inside of you. It disturbs your comfort zone. It makes ordinary living uncomfortable. You cannot carry a compelling vision and remain passive. Something inside you shifts. Your language changes, your circle changes, your appetite changes. You are no longer satisfied with the average because something extraordinary is calling you. Vision will often lead you into seasons that feel isolated. This is not punishment, it's preparation. When you're walking in vision, you must learn to move even when others don't see what you see. You will not always have confirmation. You will not always have applause. Sometimes you will be the only one who believes in what you're building. But that's what separates visionaries from spectators. Visionaries believe before the evidence shows up. They invest before the crowd validates it. They create from conviction, not consensus. There will be days when your vision feels distant, when the process tests your patience, when you question your ability to continue. Those are the days you must return to your why. You must revisit the image you saw in your heart before you took the first step. Remember why you started. Go back to the fire that lit your soul. Let it speak to you again. Vision, when clear, has the power to reignite you even in your lowest moments. It reminds you that what you are pursuing is bigger than your emotions, bigger than your challenges, and bigger than the temporary silence around you. Another key to manifesting your vision is discipline. Discipline is the bridge between your vision and its realization. It's not enough to dream. You must do. You must commit to daily actions that align with what you say you want. The dreamers who change the world are the ones who combine imagination with execution. They show up. They put in the work. They make sacrifices. They turn vision into systems and routines. Because inspiration might spark your journey, but discipline keeps you moving when the feelings fade. Your environment plays a major role in whether or not your vision survives. You must create an atmosphere that supports your future, not your fear. Surround yourself with people who challenge your limits, not those who justify your excuses. Not everyone will understand the path you're on, and that's okay. But you cannot afford to stay in spaces that shrink your sight. Vision requires space to breathe. It needs voices that fan the flame, not ones that smother it. It needs partnerships, mentors, and conversations that stretch your thinking and push you forward. Remember, vision will always attract resistance. The moment you start living for something beyond your current state, you'll face pressure. That pressure isn't a sign to quit. It's confirmation that you're on the right path. The resistance is refining you. It's building the strength and character needed to sustain the vision once it manifests. Don't despise the struggle. Let it sculpt you. Let it break off what can't go with you. Your vision is not just about reaching a destination. It's about becoming the person who can handle that future. Often people think vision must be grand, global, or glamorous to be meaningful. That is not true. Vision is deeply personal. It can be as bold as transforming an industry or as intimate as raising a family with intention. It could be building a business that impacts lives, creating art that heals hearts, or mentoring the next generation of leaders. Your vision is significant because it reflects the best of who you are. Don't compare it. Don't diminish it. Own it. Refine it. Pursue it with the full force of your being. Now let's talk about clarity. Without clarity, vision becomes a fog. You may feel passionate, but you will also feel lost. That's why you must take time to define your goals, your values, your desired impact. Write it all down. Get specific. What does your ideal life look like? What kind of contribution do you want to make? What are you willing to sacrifice? What steps must you take this month, this year, in the next 5 years? Vision that is undefined cannot be fulfilled. You must give it structure, steps, and strategy. And with that clarity, you must also embrace adaptability. Vision gives you a destination, but the path is rarely straight. There will be pivots. There will be surprises. You must stay rooted in your purpose, but flexible in your approach. Learn, adjust, grow. Don't confuse a change in method for a change in mission. Your vision is the compass. How you get there may evolve, but where you're headed remains consistent. This mindset will help you navigate uncertainty without losing your center. One of the most profound shifts you'll experience when you begin living by vision is how you interpret time. You begin to think long term. You make choices not just for convenience, but for legacy. You understand that what you build now echoes into the future. You begin to say no to distractions so you can say yes to destiny. This is how you build a life that matters, not just in the moment, but for generations. And let's not overlook the emotional strength that vision brings. It anchors you in hope. It lifts you from discouragement. It provides meaning when everything else feels uncertain. Even when you feel unseen, the vision reminds you that your work matters, that your voice matters, that your journey is valid. Vision pulls you back into purpose when life tries to numb you. It gives you something to fight for, something to build, something to become. Every day you must do something that feeds your vision. Read, reflect, strategize, create. Speak life over your goals. The more attention you give your vision, the more power it gains. Neglect is the enemy of purpose. You cannot afford to starve your vision and expect it to survive. Make time for it, prioritize it, protect it from distractions that seem urgent but are ultimately unimportant. And finally, vision is not just about personal success, it's about impact. The most powerful visions are not just about what you can get, but about what you can give. Who will benefit from your courage? Who will rise because you didn't quit? Who will be healed, inspired, transformed because you chose to keep moving forward? When you live by vision, your life becomes a gift to others. It becomes a light that shows the way. It becomes proof that greatness is possible, even in the face of adversity. When you truly begin to live by vision, you discover a level of resilience that shocks even you. This vision does more than guide you, it transforms you. It shapes how you see challenges. What once felt like obstacles now feel like stepping stones. You begin to realize that discomfort is not your enemy. It is a sign that you're growing, that you're moving into uncharted territory. And nothing great is ever birthed in comfort. The most significant breakthroughs are born from the tension between where you are and where you are destined to be. Vision rewrites your inner narrative. It speaks a new identity into your mind. Where you used to say, I can't, vision whispers, you will. Where you felt like a victim of your circumstances, vision positions you as a creator of outcomes. It reminds you that you are not simply reacting to life, you are designing it. Even in moments when you can't control external conditions, you always retain the power to decide how you will respond, how you will think, how you will grow. And in that growth, something incredible happens. You begin to lead by example. Your consistency becomes contagious. Your persistence becomes a pattern others want to follow. You no longer have to convince people of your worth or your dreams. They see it in your actions. They feel it in your energy. You become magnetic, not because you're perfect, but because you're real, focused, and full of direction. That is the hidden strength of vision. It not only energizes you, it elevates the people around you. But understand this, vision is not a magic wand. It doesn't erase the need for hard work. It doesn't eliminate failure. It simply gives those experiences context. When you stumble, vision says, this is part of the process. When others doubt you, vision says, they don't need to see it yet. You do. When the results are slow, vision says, keep going. It's working beneath the surface. Vision doesn't remove life's challenges, it gives you a reason to conquer them. As your vision matures, so will you. There will come a time when you realize that part of vision is letting go. Letting go of limiting beliefs, outdated goals, and even old versions of yourself. What brought you here may not take you there. Vision requires that you shed what's familiar to make room for what's possible. Growth demands new mindsets, new routines, and new associations. You cannot soar with vision while clinging to weights. You must travel light to go far. There's also a moment in every visionary's journey where they transition from dreaming to stewarding. This is when your vision moves from idea to responsibility, becomes something sacred, something you protect and nourish with intention. You realize you're not just chasing a goal anymore. You're carrying a calling. And with that shift comes a deeper level of commitment. You no longer entertain distractions that don't serve your purpose. You move with precision, with resolve, with excellence. Don't underestimate the power of repetition in fulfilling vision. Success is not about doing one thing big. It's about doing the right things daily. It's about showing up even when it's hard. Progress may seem slow, but vision knows that consistency compounds. Over time, small habits lead to massive impact. That's why you keep writing even when no one's reading. That's why you train even when there's no applause. That's why you build even when no one's watching. Because vision sees the harvest long before the seed breaks through the soil. And then there's the silence. Every visionary faces it. The space between planting and producing. The quiet that follows a bold decision. The stillness after you've taken a leap. Silence can feel like failure, but it isn't. Silence is preparation. It's the soil working. It's you being equipped with the endurance necessary to carry the weight of the dream. Don't fear the silence. Embrace it. Learn in it. Trust that what you're building will speak when it's ready. Eventually, your vision begins to collide with opportunity. Doors start opening, connections begin forming, not because you chased them, but because you became the person who was ready for them. You didn't wait for everything to be perfect. You prepared, you refined your skill, you developed your voice, you sharpened your mission. Vision gives you the wisdom to recognize when it's your time, and the courage to walk through the door when it opens. And the most beautiful part of all, vision evolves. What you once saw as the ultimate goal becomes a stepping stone to something greater. As you grow, so does your capacity to dream bigger, lead better, and impact deeper. Vision is not static. It breathes with you. It stretches as you stretch. It matures as you mature. So don't cling too tightly to the original form. Be willing to reimagine, to reshape, to expand. Let the vision grow with you. In the end, vision is legacy. It's what you leave behind long after you're gone. It's the systems you built, the lives you touched, the wisdom you passed on. It's the example you set by living boldly, thinking deeply, and refusing to settle. Vision is not just about the success you achieve, it's about the change you initiate. It's about living in such a way that others are empowered to see differently, believe differently, and act differently because of your life. So what now? Now is the time to stop postponing your greatness. Stop negotiating with your fears. Stop compromising your vision to make others comfortable. Stand firm in what you see. Commit to what you know, and take the next step with everything you've got. You don't need a perfect plan. You need a powerful reason. And that reason is already inside you, burning, waiting, calling. Don't die with your vision still locked inside. Don't carry your dreams to the grave. Live full, dream loud, lead strong. Let your life be a living blueprint of what it means to walk by vision. Let the world feel your presence, not just because you existed, but because you saw something greater and refused to stop until you brought it to life. That is the real power of vision.